Welcome to Girl Talk. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we are at Bella Domicile in one of their traditional kitchens. We're going to learn more about how to make your kitchen more traditional, I guess. And
Right.
what makes a kitchen traditional? I know that's not your favorite style, but it's still beautiful.
I would say second. It's second.
Is
Are you
it?
like a modern girl?
Well, I just like clean lines.
Okay.
And I like simplicity. So I'm not, it makes me sound so shallow and uninteresting, but I'm not one who cares about character. I care about just clean lines and functional.
That's
But-
character too. I mean, there's something to be said for clean lines and like severe corners and that kind of stuff. I think that is in itself its own style and has a lot of soul.
Yeah.
So
There's a kitchen here
Quite
that really
interesting.
appeals to me. And this is second though. I really like this style a lot. And I think this is one that's probably one of the more popular styles.
especially in the Midwest. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt,
absolutely.
We'll talk with Kate. She's one of the designers here, and she'll point out some of the details and educate us.
Yeah,
on
that's
traditional
good.
style. We're also talking with John. He's with Paint Bar Madison, and I think Emily, you've actually been there.
Yeah.
Have you?
I haven't been there yet. I need
you
to
gone?
get there.
I have.
You have?
I have.
I
I've
did
been
not
a
know.
few times actually.
Did you paint?
I didn't paint.
Oh, you didn't paint?
No.
Oh, well, we'll have to get you
Snacked
back there
and
then.
drank.
Snacked. Once again.
This open isn't favoring me very well. So far I'm shallow and I like to eat and drink.
That's okay. Those are good qualities to
I
have,
have
especially in
taken
Wisconsin.
a painting class before though, and I did really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you've done the painting side. Have you done the painting?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't been at all?
If you don't know what Paint Bar is, well, of course you want to stick around for the interview and learn
Yeah,
about it.
don't
But it's very Madison, I think. It's
Yeah.
a very Madison kind of thing. We're also talking climbing with Summit Strength and Fitness. Coach Kuby is going to be in with us,
He's
climbing
gonna-
wise.
Yeah, he's going to talk a little bit, I think, about just how it kind of appeals to everyone, age-wise, gender-wise, and it's there to help you focus and get you strong. And it brings, I've done a little bit of it in my life, outdoors and indoors, and it brings peace, and it just...
You've done it outside?
Yeah, a little bit, not a lot.
I love going hiking. I was at Devil's Lake a couple weeks ago and I saw somebody climbing up one of the rocks, and it is just so cool. Even to just watch somebody be able to do that,
Yes.
it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I did it with harnesses and all that.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Some people free climb, which is,
Oh, boy.
yeah,
not
my
that brave.
husband's done a few bouts of that back in the day, and yeah, I'm not that brave at all. I don't want to do that.
I've done it too with the harnesses and such.
Oh,
and boy,
that's
do you
awesome.
you really have to have trust
Yeah.
in your partners.
That's another thing that it brings. Yeah, it brings like
Yeah.
focus and peace, but also this sense of trust and teamwork to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Keith will give us a little insight on how women can get involved specifically with climbing, and that's going to be on the other side of the break. We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, and welcome back to Girl Talk. We're enjoying our stay here in the traditional kitchen here at Bella Domicile on the southwest side of Madison, right off the Beltline. But first, I would like to reintroduce everyone out there to Coach Kuby, Keith Kubisa, sitting to my left. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Coach Kuby is from Summit Strength and Fitness, which is a mixed offerings gym focused mainly on climbing. So very excited to have you here today. Thanks. So we're going to talk about climbing and who likes it and why and who it appeals to. So is it like a strongman sport? I mean, is it male dominated really? Or tell us about who.
So what's kind of cool about it, it's very diverse, and actually there's more, I've been working with a lot more women and young girls as of recently. So no, you don't have to be a strong macho man.
Good.
And some of the best clients I have are women,
Yeah.
and the young girls.
That's what I see
Interesting.
when I go in there. I mean, my little kids have come and enjoyed it, yeah, as young as 4. I mean, it's more of her goofing around a little bit, but there's stuff for her to do there. But every time I go there, it's mostly women, which is really cool to see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And you guys also have youth programs. How many girls versus boys do you see as
So
far
actually-
as kids go?
So right now, actually the youth program is all girls.
Really?
There's one boy, so it's,
How do you explain that?
I don't know, it's just, I'm not sure why. I don't know where that comes from. But
That's pretty cool though.
I think it's something that girls, women, everyone can do without feeling like there's this crazy competition because of, I don't know, intimidated feelings of going to a gym, there's men everywhere, whatever. Like, I think it's just something they can feel like, I can do this right away. It's like climbing a tree. Just get up there and do it, and they're not scared at all.
yeah,
you
and
know?
climbing in general, there's no real separation between the boys and the girls. I mean, everyone's climbing on the same exact thing. It's, it's not like other sports where maybe basketball, the women use a smaller ball, or
Right.
Volleyball, the net's lower. It's the same thing. All the boys, girls, men, women are climbing on the same exact stuff, so there's no separation in that aspect, so everyone can compare themselves with each other and not feel like the girls don't have to feel like they're at a disadvantage because
Right.
we're putting them on something
You have to
different.
do girl push-ups.
Yeah,
Right.
No, those don't exist.
Yeah, I think people appreciate that, because I don't know, as a young girl, I always felt a little bit like insulted that like they would change the expectation for girls just because we were girls. Oftentimes we could do whatever equally, so
Or back to the cliche of throwing like a girl.
yeah. I mean, let's move forward here. We're in 2017.
Yeah.
So Keith, what's a good way for women, I guess, since this is Girl Talk, to get involved with climbing and maybe in the community?
So one of the big things that is in our Madison climbing community, there's an organization called the Madison Women's Climbers,
Oh,
which they, they do a lot of events together and get women involved, to get out to climb. And last winter we did a 12-week session with the Madison Women's Climbers, where they can come in the gym for we did an hour-and-a-half session once a week for 12 weeks, where the gym was for them to kind of learn these different skills, to practice the sport. And that was run by myself and another woman as well. So I was in there with 24 women for 12 weeks. So.
it's like, oh, it's not terrible.
Cool.
That's really great. So let me ask you, we kind of covered this a little bit, but do you ever see, young girls in there with, 30-somethings men who are, super athletes? Do you ever see them kind of on the same level as far as climbing? Again, this is such a unique way to be able to compare.
And going back to what I was saying before, we're climbing on the same exact thing, where some of the best climbers in the gym are the young girls, and probably the best time to get into climbing, because they don't necessarily have all that physical strength, where it's a good time to learn, so they learn how to climb properly right away. Whereas a lot of guys come in and are like too strong for their own good, almost, where they just start pulling themselves off the wall, like sloppy, and that only takes you so far. Whereas the women, the young girls, learn how to climb right away.
Right. It's like muscling their way versus technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, so much to do. If you're a lady out there, young girl, anybody, man, whomever, you're more than welcome to go check it out, Summit Strength and Fitness. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Keith. Go check it out, but continue to stay watching here for Girl Talk. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are filming here at Bella Domicile off Nesbitt Road, and later in the show we're going to talk a little bit about what makes a kitchen traditional. So that'll be a fun discussion. Make sure you stay tuned. Right now we're going to talk about something that I think we've all fallen in love with. It's Paint Bar, and it's such a unique concept. Today we're talking to the owner. This is John, if you haven't met him yet. Nice to see you today.
Yeah, good to be back, thanks.
So I want to talk to you about some of the things that you can do at Paint Bar, but first give viewers at home just an overview of what Paint Bar is.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix between a bar, a restaurant, and a painting studio. So we do teach painting classes. It's all acrylic paint. We have a freestyle painting area, which is an alternative class, and then we have food and drink. So if you don't want to paint, you can just kind of come in and eat and drink.
Sounds good to me. It all sounds good. I want to paint, but it's nice to know you can just stop in and have a drink.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a mixture of like three of my favorite things: art, food, and drinks. I mean, that's really a nice way to spend your time.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely.
appreciate it. It's also in a really nice neighborhood. They're located right on Williamson Street, so there's already kind of a culture of art and artistry and just kind of fun people who I'm sure walk in the doors and make it what it is and make it feel like an artist studio that you can have your drinks and your food. So it's a really fun place to be. It's not just adults that do this, though, from what I understand. Tell us about the opportunities for kids, birthday parties.
Yeah, we have a lot of opportunities for kids. We do kids' family classes Saturday mornings at 11.
Oh, yeah.
And then we do a lot of kids' birthday parties too. It's a fun day for kids. It's something constructive to do. They can bring their friends, a lot of their classmates and stuff like that. And generally it's a 2-hour painting class for the kids, and we leave about half an hour of extra time for them to open up gifts if you want to bring in cake. And you can bring in decorations too. So.
Oh, that's so great. Isn't it fun to get the kids creative and do painting and all that stuff? But it's also messy. So it's really nice to have a space
somewhere
where
else.
it's safe, and okay to make a
Right.
mess.
And we clean up
So,
for you. Yeah, you
yeah.
don't have to clean up at your house. You come to us, we'll clean up and take care of everything.
That's awesome.
That's really nice. Now, I've had the birthday parties at my home and then elsewhere, and elsewhere is much better. So thank you for offering that to the
Totally.
parents out there.
And I want to highlight this again, but you said if you don't want to come in and paint, or maybe I want to paint, but I'm bringing my girlfriends and maybe they don't want to paint, you can come in and just hang out and eat and drink?
Yeah, exactly. We want
Awesome.
everybody to know that painting's optional. So like you said, if you have somebody in your group that is afraid to paint or doesn't want to paint, they can just come in and hang out. If they want to have a pizza or some drinks, they can do it. And if they get the itch to paint, then the more the merrier. So.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get people in the door, I think. Reel them in with the food
Exactly.
and then just like a paintbrush
Hit
in
them
their
with the
hand.
paintbrush.
The mood will strike you.
Yeah.
It's hard being in that space and not wanting to get
Totally.
creative.
Yeah,
It seems
absolutely.
intimidating, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's awesome, and I want to make sure that we highlight, believe it or not, the holidays will be sneaking up on us
gosh.
before you know it. It must be a great place to have some holiday parties.
Yeah, exactly. We want to get it out there early. I mean, you got to start planning now, especially a lot of corporate parties. We do a lot of corporate parties, holiday parties, family parties. So, around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we have some holiday themed paintings. So, it's never too early to start thinking about that because, like you said, it's going to be fall before you know it. So.
Yeah. Thinking of a corporate party, that's a great idea because corporate parties kind of, you want to have this, put all your work stuff aside and enjoy your time with your coworkers and kind of find some personal traits that you can enjoy about each other and team building and all that fun stuff. But what a better way to do that than to kind of just say, everybody back to the basics and get out your colors and your paints and, relax together and have food and drinks, of course.
Plus, it gives you something to do too. If
Yeah.
maybe you are painting,
Yeah.
where I think sometimes parties can be intimidating, or you
awkward,
gotta mingle
right?
and
Yeah.
network. But this
The
just
dreaded small talk.
That's
exactly.
right. You don't want to small talk, you're just like, I'm painting.
right. It gives you
that'll
something to do.
create
It takes your focus
conversation.
off. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can pat each other on the back and say, hey, that's a really nice painting, or just have fun with it and feel
Right.
get that little kid spirit out with your coworkers.
totally.
What could someone expect from a corporate party, if you don't mind, kind of?
Yeah, we
what's
can kind of customize it however they want it. We do team building. If they want to take their logo, we can incorporate it into one of our paintings. So,
Oh, that's a cute
Oh,
idea.
that's a really good idea. Do you have
So you can all hang your office art with the logo.
Exactly.
And go
that.
on and see the
Yep.
different creative styles. Well, it's always fun chatting with you, John. We appreciate it. Make sure you check out Paint Bar. You will not be disappointed. And stay tuned for more Girl Talk. You won't be disappointed with that either. So we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. It is the final moment where we're finally gonna talk about this wonderful kitchen that we're in today. And we have Kate with us. She's a designer here. Thanks so much for having us today.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Okay, so I'm really excited about this topic because viewers might be like me, unless maybe they have more knowledge, but I'll see pictures of different kitchens that I really like, and maybe they look totally different, but I don't really know my style or the technical name, or maybe it's, merging two styles together. But we're gonna talk today about this kitchen and kind of how it compares and contrasts to other styles, and this is traditional, right?
Yeah, I would consider this kitchen to be pretty traditional.
Okay.
There's several aspects that either make a kitchen traditional or more contemporary. A lot of people come in and they don't know what their style is.
Yeah.
So it's all about us asking them questions and trying to
So
get
it's not
that
just
out
me?
of them.
You're not
It's
alone.
not-
Okay. Good.
A lot of people will say their style is kind of a combination, and we like to use the term transitional.
Okay.
Kind of reflect that combination of traditional and modern.
That sounds nicer than eclectic.
Yes, eclectic is kind of a mismatch of styles, but transitional is a little bit more tailored in the fact that it's just a really great combination of traditional and modern.
And just for people like us, I think, and I'm similar to you, I'll see
Yeah.
something that I like and say, ooh, I'd like that. If I was to redo my kitchen, I would like this kind of countertop and that kind of cupboard.
Yeah.
And if they, didn't go together, you could consider that transitional. But you all are here to help us know that it's not clashing transitional. It's just transitional and okay or not okay.
Right, and it's okay to mix styles. I mean, I think everyone, that reflects your personal style, and I think that's great to kind of show your uniqueness through the design.
So Kate, let's pick out a few details that are around us and that make this traditional, I guess.
Okay, so the first detail I want to point out is going to be the cabinet doors. So these cabinet doors are it has a raised panel.
Okay.
That's a pretty traditional cabinet style.
Raised panel meaning it's
Yes, so the panel that's right in the center of the cabinet, that is actually protruding forward.
Okay, sure.
And opposite of that would be more of a shaker style or a flat panel door.
Okay, and both of them would be wood always, or?
Typically, yes. Typically, more your traditional style kitchens are going to be more of the wood. material, whereas more of your contemporary style is going to be like your high gloss foils, your acrylics.
Okay.
That's more of a modern style.
And then does the grain of wood, or like, you know, mahogany versus cedar versus pine, that kind of thing, does that fit into all traditional, or does that vary depending on?
Yeah, your traditional style, I would say it's not too much determined by the wood species.
Okay.
It's definitely more of the door style.
Okay.
So you could do cherry, you could do maple, alder. All of that can be more of a traditional style kitchen, as long as it's typically more of a raised panel.
That's interesting because I would have guessed darker wood.
Me too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learning
and
stuff all
the
day.
stain, I mean, definitely the stain can affect the aesthetic and can change it to more of a contemporary style. But the door style, I think, is the #1 feature that really differentiates a kitchen style.
Sets the tone, probably.
Yeah.
Funkin'.
And staying on cabinets for just a moment longer, even the hardware, I suppose.
Yes, the hardware, definitely if you get more of a sleek, like dimensional rectangle, that's going to be more contemporary than if you're doing more of, say it's more of like a hammered metal or a little bit of more of a curvature to it.
Okay.
What would you call the one that's on?
This one is
These.
actually an example of the hammered metal. So it definitely has more kind of an antique finish to it. It's more of a pewter color. So again, that's going to be more traditional than it is contemporary.
Feels old-fashioned and kind of like you would find it in a fancy old home or something.
Yep, exactly. And then
It's beautiful.
what else really makes this kitchen more of a traditional style is going to be the corbels. So these are all just
know what that
aesthetics. They serve no functional purpose, but that's a pretty traditional style there, as well as like a turn post or a column. And we have a couple of those here in this kitchen.
So much to learn. I'm never going to look at kitchens the same. Whenever I go to someone's house,
That's
I'm going to
what
say,
I
know
love
what
about
that
you
is.
guys, though, because when I don't know, you're probably like this too. When I see a kitchen, I'm like, I just like it, and I don't necessarily see, oh, the panels are raised on the cabinets, and that's what I like.
But you will now.
Right, now I will.
You'll never
and
be
it's
able to
nice
not see
that you guys can bring that level of detail, I think, and kind of help people connect the dots.
And I have a lot of clients that send me a couple of inspiration images from either Pinterest or Houzz, and they're like, I like this kitchen. I don't know what about it I exactly like, but I know I like it. And so it's our turn to kind of go through those photos and see what they have in common that is kind of drawing that person to that style.
That's probably really helpful to you as
Yes.
a designer. To
It
see.
is. Yeah, we're definitely visual people, and I think a lot of our clients are. So the more inspiration photos they can send us, we can kind of depict what they really like.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
like you said, you know, you don't necessarily know what it is about a kitchen that you like, but you like the feeling, which is so important because the kitchen is the most important room in the house. I mean, that's
use
where
it daily.
people gather at parties. That's where you sit and eat often, or prepare your food for your children, or you know. So it's very important to have it a place that you feel great, right?
Absolutely.
How do appliances fit in?
Good question.
Yeah.
Stainless steel? Or
Stainless steel is definitely here to stay. It's not going out of style. They have so many different stainless steel versions now. So they even have more of like a slate color stainless steel. GE has a great slate color.
Is that the one that doesn't get the prints on it?
Yeah, they have
Nice.
a lot
Love
of
that.
more high-tech stainless steel, so you're not going to see all the fingerprints and smudges.
I love
Some
that.
are magnetic, some are not. Some only the sides are magnetic. And they also have more of a black stainless steel.
I like those, yeah,
So it's really what you want your house to kind of feel like. A lot of people love the stainless steel, then others are like, oh, it's a little too cold for me.
Yeah.
I want to stick with my my white refrigerator.
Yeah.
So what would you do with a traditional kitchen?
Yeah, traditional kitchens, most likely we do stainless steel today. Again, most appliance companies sell mostly stainless steel. And it depends what they're going to choose for their sink. If they want to do more of a stainless steel look on their sink, oftentimes we do that, recommend that for their appliances as well. If they're doing more of like a cast iron sink or like a granite composite sink, such as a Blanco, you can play more with colors for that, and sometimes they want to stick with more of a panel-ready fridge and they want it to be concealed behind cabinets. So a lot of traditional kitchens, it's either stainless steel or more so of a panel over their fridge.
So if somebody's watching this and is thinking, I want a traditional kitchen or something, they like something in this kitchen, how do they get started with you guys?
Yes, so you can just give us a call right here at Bella Domicile in our showroom, or you can just stop in. We have a beautiful showroom, as you all know. You've been here several times to just see all different styles of kitchen.
Perfect.
And we really try to show a lot of contemporary styles versus traditional and transitional in between.
Bring your Pinterest board.
Bring the Pinterest board.
I love it. Kate with Bella Domicile, thanks for having us
Thank
today.
you. Thanks for coming.
And thank you to all of our guests, and thank you for watching. You can find us next time right here on Girl Talk, only on Wisconsin's 57 television.